at the Broom Junction railway station. That was formed on the East and West Junction Railway, which was when the two railways, Stratford to Blisworth line and the Evesham and Redditch Railways, decided to join forces. As a result, that increased the length of the Stratford-Upon-Avon and the Midland Junction Railway to 45 miles. Now Dean put me onto this, and he said I wouldn't wait too long because there's open access at the moment. I don't know how long that's going to last. That was very prophetic, as it turns out. This is the only photograph that I could get. Not very good, I'll grant you that, but you get the idea. And by studying different photographs and maps and various, found a few places we could look for. A plate layers, how to store, a turntable and signal boxes to see what we can find. Well, this is Broom Junction, and not quite what I expected, I have to say. Not terribly welcoming, so I'm not sure how much we're going to see on this trip, but we'll take a look. I'm here at the suggestion of one of my commenters, Dean, so if this goes belly up, don't blame me, blame Dean. We're standing where the old road bridge would have been, and the bridge there you can see ahead of you now goes over the A46, and Broom Junction is down there. I don't know what to see, only one way to find out. Right, one of these things. Not quite sure how to attack this. So we're looking over on the right there. New fence. Look at that old lamppost. Look nice in the garden. And behind it a wall. The platform continues back there towards the road. You can see the dip. And there's actually some slabs in there. A couple piled up. And if I get the angle right. And a couple nearly in situ. According to the map, I think that concrete slab might have been a store. So you'd have the store, the railway, the platform and the railway. Down there behind us would have been the road bridge. And the view of the old lamppost. And building remains. Just in front of us here you can make out the foundations of a building standing on the platform. Waiting room, I'm not sure if it was that grand. Looking north then, a building, I would imagine a good shed. None of my plans showed any platform details. There's some old boats sticking up on top of it. Possibly a signal gantry, is that possible? Then beyond it's another building, too close to be the signal box. Part of the platform structure, I reckon. Looking back and on the other side you can see our favourites, the railway sleeper fence posts. And somewhere up there, a plate layer's hut. I think the wall must be just a boundary wall, because it's very, very long. Well, we can't get in there, but we can see quite a lot from here, and this thing fascinates me. rusty old lamppost. Lighting the way in days gone by. The north signal box was up here a little ways, so I don't know if we're going to be lucky with that. This could be where the rails divided. Just there. That looks a bit too close to the platform. And it does look like the rails become single track here. So Broom Junction in that direction then. The path grinds to a halt here, next to some huge slabs of concrete, which are probably all that's left of the signal box, the north signal box, I reckon. The end of the wall we could see, so this isn't a siding or a branch off. Seemed a remote idea. Just a marshalling yard, I guess. That's the railway on our left then, and I've come outside the boundaries to look for the path over the River Avon, which is on our right. So, over there someplace. I can hear water. Yeah, looks possible. Very pretty. I think very... oh, forget it. River Avon. That's looking back towards the railway junction. Just there. The reason for coming here to the crossing of the Avon is now there's a footpath which crosses the railway. So we can get legal entry to some part of it anyway. Unfortunately, there's nothing to see. This is actually standing on the track bed. I don't think there was ever a crossing bridge here. There's probably only ever a pedestrian crossing. Crosses across and disappears then up the bank, and the track bed continues along there. Take a quick peek. Well, I've come a few hundred metres along the track bed, and you've got to be careful. This is one of these pulls you on type walks where you end up going a lot farther than you anticipated. We're on a slight embankment here now above some slightly marshy ground, but curiously I can't find any fence posts. My favourite split sleeper fence posts. I'm not quite sure why. Quiet. You can see evidence here of the embankment we're standing on, and that's about as near as we've come to fence posts so far. Looks like they were saving money. Some evidence of ballast here, but in truth very little. We're heading back. Right, well we've done this side of the road then. There's still some more bits and pieces on the other side. See what sort of luck we have with that. And although we couldn't actually get legal access into the junction, or the station, what have you, I think we saw most of what there was to see from the outside. So yeah, happy with that. I'm curious as to why the landowner, whoever he or she may be, has so rigidly fenced it off. It's not like there's anything there worth stealing. Although you wouldn't want vehicles dumped in there from the road, I don't see what the problem is with pedestrian access. There we go. Just a point of interest on this slight embankment on our left. Here you can see the chosen method of construction. Using old clinker and ash. It was cheap and readily available. We'll head back then to the other side of the road. Right, well, the noise you can probably still hear in the background is the A46, and the track bed now takes us a lot closer to that, so I'm not sure what sort of commentary we're going to get. Probably have to resort to voiceover, I expect. Anyway, either way, we're going to see what's available over there. And although we couldn't get in there legally, very interesting, I thought. Broom Junction. Right, across to the other side of the bridge. That's the modern embankment. Would have been a nice little old road bridge there in the day. Nice to see that the track beds here in both directions have been turned into pedestrian use. Rather forward thinking. And there was in there a turntable. It might have been swallowed up by the embankment of the modern road, but either way, it didn't look like we're going to get in there to see. The line continues down there. If we turn here, you can see a slight rise embankment where the track bed has obviously been dug out. Just take a look, make sure we can't see our turntable. Someone's been here before us. Don't think we're going much farther. Well, this is what they were aiming at, which is an old bridge structure across the ditch. Must be railway. What a deep drainage ditch. That leads us to here, which quite frankly is nowhere. I tend to follow these trails on the basis that somebody knows where we're going. I'm not sure. However, there's a very large hole there on our right. Could be our turntable. However, I'm going to fight my way back. This is down to you, Dean. The suspected turntable actually lines up with this ditch, so I wonder if this is the drainage then from the bottom of the turntable. Would have been a deep hole, one suspects. The beauty of this is, I can say that's the turntable, and you've no way to disprove it. So turntable it is. Back on the track bed, heading south. This was the Evesham direction. Behind us, Redditch and Birmingham. And then the other direction, the Junction bit, Stratford-Upon-Avon on the southwestern and Midland Junction Railway. Did I get that right? I think it's far out. We've gone from an embankment to a small cutting. In the undergrowth you can just about make it out. A telegraph pole? Looks likely. A little bit of ballast, although other stuff's been mixed in. Not much to see off to the sides here. The north turning loop was in that bunch of trees that we've just been through, and would have been across there. Sadly, no evidence. You can just about make out on the other side of this first field the embankment of the joining loop. I'm hoping we can join up with it as well. Down there. That would be about here. See if we can find any evidence. From up here, you can see the sweep of the embankment coming around. And there you have the track bed So that's the connection to the east. Nice bridge over there. Pity I'm not fit enough to take it in. Oh well. And in the opposite direction you can see where the track bed starts to curve to join up with the north-south. We'll go back to the north-south next to the noisy road, so I think that'll be easier walking. Small cutting. Here's the junction coming in on the left. And there, as they say, you can see the join. A46 making all the noise. We're continuing down the track bed. It looks a bit forlorn standing there. It's been modified because it's got barbed wire around it. Railways don't do barbed wire. Another one stuck in there. Just about see it. There's the wire separator there. No longer connected to anything. Coming up here on the right is the prize. This is the remains of the Broom Western Junction signal box. You can see why it's still here. That's built to last. They've made an attempt to exclude visitors, probably for a very good reason. Probably not very successfully. Not much room left for the graffiti artists. That's looking at the track bed the way we've come. And that's the other way, looking south. Got the hole here where the levers stood, I imagine. I'm not sure what the channels were for. Wiring? Yeah. Could have been the lever set, I suppose. But then if that's the case, what's that? There's another one on this side. And beautifully, look, sticking up through the roof. The chimney from the old stove. Kept them warm on winter nights. Still looking on the ceiling, there's a strange pulley system thing there. No idea. Actually, from here you can see all sorts of hooks and things screwed into the ceiling. But just look at the construction. Wow. That's why it's still here. Mother Nature's having a go. I fear she'll win eventually. But what a wonderful find. See if we can find the machinery bit. That could have been the loo, I guess. Nice and handy. It'll be in here. Wait for the light to adjust. Hang your coat up there. And this is the machinery space. It's where the levers poke down from the ceiling, and then it goes into all sorts of levers and pulleys, wires. Some of which go out through there. Marvellous. I've no idea what that device is there. It's got what looks like a spring on it and a toothed wheel on the back, poking through a hole in the ceiling. Then down the far end in the gloom there's another hole where you poke wires or levers or rods through. How wonderful. So I reckon we're about done. Well, thank you, Dean. That was brilliant. Okay, we'll head back. Well, A46. I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. Thank you, Dean, for your recommendation. If you enjoyed it, I've got plenty more videos on my channel. You could have a look, and I put one up every Friday anyway. So hopefully, if you subscribe, like or share, we'll all keep it all rolling along. Thank you very much for your time. Thanks for your company. Catch you on the next one.